Welcome to the Fearfic Podcast. Fearfic is the term for short horror fiction, mostly posted on the web. It includes any and all related subgenres. Join three assholes talking basement goo Slimebeast, inebriated interstellar traveler Abysmii, and irritable ghostly man-horde Dead Palette, as they read all stories horror and internet-related, paragraph by paragraph, and bullshit while they do it. From adolescent revenge fantasies to subtle postmodern narratives about real-life events and everything in between, they read it and critique. You better believe it. Kick it to the cold open, white boy.
So, DP, you had a new character, Melvin, you wanted to pitch?
Man, Melvin. Yeah, exactly.
So, for everybody listening, welcome to the Fearfic Podcast, where we are coming up with new characters all episode. All three of us are going to be coming up with a ton of new characters as we go.
Okay.
First one is Melvin.
Yeah, Melvin, man.
Is his name Melvin, man?
Melvin, man.
First name Melvin, last name man.
Now he's just a 40s gangster.
Yeah, well, what do you want?
He's devolving. He's evolving.
Ooh. Alright, he's evolving from Melvin into Mel Trio. So, Abysmii, what character are you coming in with here? Coming into? What character? What the fuck?
I didn't come up with that. That's just that turtle from that meme with Nickelback.
Okay. So your character is a stolen
Not
meme.
Nickelback, shit. No, Coldplay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Coldplay Turtle.
Coldplay Turtle.
Coldplay Turtle's good character.
Mine will be Tickles the Clown. I'll come up with it as we go.
Okay.
Alright, so...
What's Tickles the Clown sound like?
Hey kids, I'm Tickles the Clown.
Down here we all float.
Today we're gonna learn about a special number on the show today. Yesterday we learned about 68. Let's see what number we're learning about today, kids.
I don't think that's a good idea.
7.
What? What's the matter, Abysmii?
That's inappropriate.
What?
We're learning about the number 7. The number 7 is lucky in many cultures. Are you feeling lucky, children?
What do you think?
Oh, you're gonna feel lucky.
You're gonna feel...
Oh, wait, is that just Pennywise? I don't know. No.
Yeah.
No, I
that's the
kind
joke
of
I was making.
no, I kind of turned it into Pennywise.
Well, so we've got Melvin Meh. We've got Meme Turtle.
Coldplay meme turtle.
Meme Turtle and Tickles the Clown. I hope everyone listening is looking forward to the sketch at the end of this fucking episode.
Oh, God. Oh, God, no.
If it isn't my old friend, Melvin Meh, come to visit.
What are they going to be like? All going out to bury a body in the desert?
Yes. Turtle's trying to bury its eggs at the same time.
We're all in agreement. We never talk about this again. Meow.
Not like anyone would listen to you talk anyway.
Anybody got any water bottles?
You can have a straw.
Alright. So, what are we doing, DP? I believe this is a story you chose?
Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
We're reading this story from Nosleep.
Mm-hmm.
Another Nosleep story. It's entitled...
where else are we going to go, really?
No, I mean, you pretty much got to come back here.
We would go to the 14 Hours blog, but it was closed down by Nosleep. In all fairness, I think they were using stories without permission or something from Nosleep, but still it's funny to think of it that way.
It is frustrating because that blog was actually the 15 Hours Tumblr blog, and Tumblr's dead anyway. But they would actually respond with oh, here's the story I found on Nosleep. Here's some criticism that I have for it. And they would put the criticism down below. Oh. And they also wrote original horror stories. And people would come to them and ask questions like, hey, what's the story where the guy did the thing and then this happened? And he was just a repository of,
Repository.
Stroking out. He would just be a repository of knowledge and be like, oh, you're talking about this story. Yeah.
So someone would say, what's that story where the guy did a thing? And the guy would say, oh, you're thinking of Theo the Thing Doer. Is that
And
Yes.
most of all, that site actually had variety on it. Not everything was a hit, but at least I didn't feel like I was reading the same thing over and over again.
It did serve a function. So rip in peace, 15 hours for Tumblr blog. You were gone too soon.
The year is 2025. Nosleep is an unintentional worldly conglomerate that is basically DMCAing everything that's taking the stories because everyone just posts on Nosleep now.
The year is 2030. Nosleep has purchased Disney, and now everyone has to act like Mickey Mouse is real.
I know we like harp on it every single time, but Nosleep is a subreddit for realistic horror stories. Everything is true here, even if it's not. We have to mention that every time. That way people know. But it's funny. It's just like, these are realistic horror stories. It's basically saying these stories are realistic, even if they're not realistic.
Which is like, I would have very little problem with Nosleep if they would just stop pretending that they're curating realistic horror stories, because maybe they did back in 2010 when they started up, but that is not the case here whatsoever anymore.
Would they get around that just by rephrasing that rule?
Yeah.
Like saying, instead of everything here is real, just have a rule that says something like, let's pretend the stories are real.
Well, just say treat every story like it's real. The problem is that we're a subreddit for realistic horror stories, which they're not at all, because people just write whatever the fuck they want.
Speaking of ridiculous premises, the title of this story is
Abandoned by Disney.
I went to a park abandoned by Disney, and now I wish I hadn't.
So yeah, I pulled sort of a dick move, and I said before we started recording, I said, let's do something fun and stupid instead of things that are trying to be good or things that are, just trying to stay middle of the road. Let's do something stupid. And so this was something I saw that seemed like it might be something fun and just like dumb. Because, Abandoned by Disney I would classify as fun and dumb, although some people wouldn't think it's fun. But, I would hope
most people would think it's
going to be fun and dumb. Yeah. Well, nobody would disagree that it's dumb. It's not intellectually high, top tier, top of the shelf, to say, Mickey Mouse stood up and blunted at me. So I would think anybody would agree that it's dumb, but fun dumb is a good thing.
Yes, the title of the story is actually, a few months ago I explored Disney's River Country. This is my story. So I think that as Nosleep titles go, I think that this one is above the curve.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. If this was like typical cliche Nosleep any more so, it would be something like, I explored Disney's River Country and met X there. Now I know why it's abandoned, and also
he gave
wish
me
I
a
hadn't.
Quest.
Yeah.
God.
He told
Just
me
explain
exactly
the
when I
entire
died.
story.
But good.
This is also 4 years old, so
Yeah.
I think it's kind of outside of the current meta of terrible titles that I shitpost on Twitter.
It's 4 years old, just like Dead Pallet's new character. Go ahead.
Man, I'm 4 years old, man.
No, I was thinking a new one, but okay.
Oh, okay.
Marvin Matt is 4 years old.
Well, it's 4 in Met years, so...
Would you like some milk, Marvin Matt? Meh.
Ma, give me the nippies. Ma.
God damn it. So this is by
I'm a
Dom the Creator
4-year-old.
14.
I still wear a diaper.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's getting weird.
It's getting very fetishy.
This is
So
by Dom the Creator 14, who is not 4. He's 10 years older than that, 14.
So I do. Oh man, just stroking out real hard. I'm gonna stroke out. So
DP's new Middle Eastern character, Adu. Go ahead, DP.
Yes, just put all the weight on me to use a really offensive stereotypical accent.
You could have just said, "Hello, I'm Adu. My family comes from the Middle East, and I was raised in America."
If you're wondering why I don't have an accent, well, that's why. No, I do like that this is a conversational title.
Mm-hmm.
Like the this is my story thing is what you would actually say.
Right.
Like it's written like an article, like a Vice article or something.
Although you might put a period after the word story, since you put one after River Country.
Yeah, that's probably a smart idea. Yeah. We should get into it though and see what it has on offer.
Meh.
I have been an urban explorer for over 2 years, and I've seen some awesome stuff. My name's Adu. My family's from the Middle East, and they came over here to treat my cleft palate because I have a bad speech impediment.
Oh. Come on, cleft palate, read the story.
But amusement parks, specifically Disney parks, are an urban explorer's brass ring. Once my best friend began working at WDW, I guess World Disney World.
No.
Walt Disney World.
Hello, my name is World Disney.
Soon everyone shall know the name of World Disney World.
Welcome to World Durled World.
Worldy Durley World.
Come on, Mommy, I want to ride the Worldy World.
Abysmii's new character, Stroke Child.
The second do.
Finally, I grabbed a hold of the ring.
All right.
The one ring to rule them all.
This guy's grabbing his ring. Jesus.
Disney's River Country, an older Disney water park, had been abandoned since 2001. I've seen so many stories about the park, but none of them.
I'm sorry.
What?
It's been what since 2001?
It's been 3 days since you looked at me.
God fucking damn it, Abysmii. Answer the question straight to set up my joke instead. It's been what since 2001?
Abandoned.
By who?
The Walt Disney World Corporation.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
I just realized Giggles the Clown is one of those annoying YouTubers on Crypt TV. Sorry.
Oh, God, yeah.
Back in the early 80s, the brain-ending amoeba killed the brain-eating, not just a, but the only one, killed an 11-year-old boy, but as many know, that had nothing to do with its closing. The park conflicted with new laws that had been passed, but River Country was much different than the other parks. It was on fire.
I'm not like other water parks, okay? I'm interesting.
Yeah. By the way, hey there, guys. My name's Jake. Jake, the brain-eating amoeba. How you doing? Anyway.
Hey, guys. It's just here chilling out, and it's nice weather out.
Hey, notice you got a bowl of pretzels here at the bar. You got any, 11-year-old brains? No? Okay. Alright, let's see. When you go into the main WDW parks, you get this Disney feeling in your pants. You truly feel like you're in a magical place. But with River Country, you get a different feeling, because it's shut down. An odd feeling, like you're an outsider.
Because it's empty, and it's shut down, and you shouldn't be there.
You're outside of it. I remember standing in front of the dilapidated lake in the middle of the park, and I just felt like something wanted me to get out. I really wish I would have.
Oh, come on.
God damn it.
Okay, this is 4 years old, so maybe let it go, but I'm just so sick of hearing that phrase.
Abysmii with his stance on child labor. It is 4 years old, so maybe let it go.
Well, it depends on the Disney park.
True.
What I would say is that the first two paragraphs were starting out promising, and then that just, ruined all hope.
It doesn't ruin the whole thing for me yet, but yeah, that's just... For all we know, this could be an influential Nosleep that a lot of people kind of copied that from in their writing.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see.
Color me pessimistic. But let's go back to when I first found out that I was going to get a chance to go to the park. My friend was working a job that would give him access to RC, trying to keep it ambiguous so I don't upset the mouse.
Which part are you keeping ambiguous, the friend or the RC? Because you already said River Country.
Mm-hmm.
He told me that on a Sunday night he would be willing to allow me to walk through the park, but only for 2 hours. My heart nearly jumped out of my chest in excitement. That does not seem like a thing that someone would have access to.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe if they're like a security guard?
Well, the thing is, he can't say too much about it because it would be like, well, you're giving up your friend to the Disney Corporation, but still they would know who had access to it, so, even so.
If it was a security guard, I'm assuming they have a lot of security guards, so they would like be
Yeah,
able
maybe.
to. But like, it's still a little bit. It strains credulity a little bit, just a little
I arrived in Orlando on March 17th. I was going to stay the week at my friend's house. His home was only 10 miles away from Disney, so it worked out perfectly. First night there, he stirred up my excitement with a story that he claimed was told to him by a former security officer.
Okay, interesting.
My significant other friend told me that one night.
My SO friend, what does that mean? Security officer? Yeah.
Yeah, which kind of unnecessary.
You know what
to
this
do all
reminds me
these
of?
abbreviations.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
The
bit. Abandoned
entitled
by
parent,
Disney.
the entitled parent, which we'll call EP, and the entitled brat, which I'll refer to as EB. You like those
Yeah.
entitled parent threads, but yeah. But this is way earlier, so am I reading this or are you?
No, go for it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were continuing or if you just wanted to make the SO joke.
I just wanted to get you.
My SO friend told me that one night he was sent in there to check on a suit. A suit is essentially the highest security job at Disney. Oh, okay. Wait, what? A suit is essentially the highest security job at Disney. I guess they mean someone in a black suit, like a man in black, not a character suit.
Maybe?
Well, they call them costumes, don't they?
I guess. But anyways, management hadn't heard from the suit for hours. He was sent into River Country to inspect a possible intruder. Bend over, sir. I'm going to inspect you, possible intruder. So my security officer friend goes into the park and is immediately enticed by a voice screaming for help.
Enticed?
I was pausing for just that question.
Enticed.
Help!
Help! Help! I'm being murdered. Ooh, shit.
Damn.
Can't somebody help me hook my bra? The voice was coming from...
Hook their bra?
Yes!
As in put it back on?
Yes!
That's their kink.
Yes.
They start undressed, and when they have sex, they slowly get dressed.
Oh, my feet are hurting so much from the park. I wish someone would give them a massage. All right. The voice was coming from one of the lake docks. On the dock sat the suit, sobbing like a baby, and next to him sat a girl dressed all in black, blood flowing from cuts on her wrists.
Oh my god.
What?
So a big titty goth girl picked River Country Lake to cut her wrists. My friend...
This whole suit concept is already really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Hotel suits. My friend looked down...
Yeah.
My friend looked down to grab his radio, and when he looked up, the suit was still there, but the girl was gone. Oh. He quit the day after he told me the story. And we end with a quotation mark, even though that wasn't... Oh, go ahead.
And we found that the suit was still there.
Yeah, so this is all from... Okay, so the suit and the security officer friend are different people. I just got a little confused in my head there. Again.
No, that makes no sense. He grabbed his radio when he looked up. The suit wasn't there. The girl was gone. He quit the day after. Why would he?
I think the part that threw me a bit was it's like, did the suit quit the day after, or did the security officer friend of the security officer the main character's talking to quit?
Yeah, this is like 3 degrees removed from whatever happened.
Yeah, I'm just confused about which person that refers to. He quit the day after. Like, I would think they both did.
Let's follow this logic, and maybe like don't get me wrong, the story has time to answer these questions. Yeah. But suit, as in someone who is high up, who is important, some sort of executive, if I'm getting this right, is in River Country and is also there alone with no security guard, no one else there. And someone is tasked with going and checking on this person who is just wandering around River Country by themselves. And they see a girl who seemingly had cut her wrist. And then he looks up, and the suit was still there. The girl is gone. And he quit the next day. But for some reason, we don't have information on what happened after the girl disappeared. Like, did he, walk the suit back to...
Was the suit empty, like Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Was it a suit of color?
Suit of color, yeah. I would say that I think that the suit is not so much as an executive as top tier security.
Yeah.
Like you know how you have plain clothes security that blend in, and then you have uniformed security. And I would think this is the suits are probably the people overseeing, like the Men in Black, essentially,
It does say he quit the day after he told me the story. And the person telling the story is the friend. So the person that our protag is staying with. But yeah, that quotation mark should end before that sentence.
Right.
Yeah, confusing as hell.
Well, no, I think well, whatever. I think we are just totally muddled and we should move on.
Yeah.
Whose turn was it?
Cleft Palate.
I think, yeah, it's yours.
You have no idea how excited I was after he told me the story. As an urban explorer, river country itself was exciting, but as a paranormal lover, the story made the park sound even more amazing.
God damn it. He's horny for the dead girl.
Is that all that story served? Was just to be, hey, there's paranormal shit happening?
And that's also an aspect, is maybe this is just some bullshit.
Yeah.
Maybe in the kayfabe of this story, this is just some bullshit. It's like, this happened, and it's like, oh, cool. It's like, but secretly it's like, oh, I like this because it's like spoopy, but like obviously my friend is an idiot who's lying.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a paranormal lover.
Should I read the next one?
Yeah.
The next day I went to the actual Disney park. I rode in with my friends at 6 a.m. with a big childish smile on my face and $400 in my pocket. I went to Hollywood Studios, which was my second favorite as a kid. I sat near the front of the park for nearly 2 hours, spending most of my time FaceTiming with my girlfriend. That's weird.
You can do that anywhere.
Yeah. Oh my God. Finally at 9, I was on the first people. First people. It was a jockey, okay?
I was the brain-eating amoeba all along. Yeah.
Just jockey on top of a person. I was one of the first people to enter the park that day. Yeah. So, what time does Disney open? Do they open at 9?
Not 6.
Well, that's employee time. So he went in with his friend who worked there.
Because they got the rope droppy thing, don't they?
Yeah.
They drop people on ropes? What?
It's weird.
Yeah, Disney's really big into news play. But, yeah, I can't remember what time they let people in. But that is weird, just like spending that much time FaceTiming your girlfriend while at Disney.
Probably like in the sun and, in a crowd of people. That's just weird. Why would you do that?
If Chelsea was here in Ohio and I was in Disneyland and she was like texting me, I'd be like, stop texting me, thought I'm in Disneyland trying to enjoy myself.
Jesus Christ.
Be blocked, thought.
Damn.
But
overall, what do we think of the story so far, really?
It's starting to unravel a little bit as to, like, this doesn't seem like a person. This just seems like a facsimile of a person.
I would have liked to have heard how he's getting into the park early and not being immediately taken back out by other employees. But
yeah, I don't mind extraneous details such as I stopped by to get a bagel because I was hungry. I remember the coffee being, kind of lukewarm. That disappointed me. Like, that's fine, but you're going to a park to urban explore, so you go to a different one to waste hours of your time. Why? And why is this relevant?
There's any number of ways you could sneak somebody into the park, I'm sure, if you were an employee and you wanted to risk your job. Like, you could say, he got me into the park under the pretense that I was interviewing for a position somewhere in the park or something. Or, whatever,
I just imagine him getting into the park and then being like, hey, babe, yeah, what's up? I just got snuck into this park and no one saw.
Let me put you on speaker.
I can already predict what this is going to be. It's going to be, I'm an enthusiast of 1, urban exploration, 2, paranormal, and 3, Disney parks. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to combine those interests and write this story, but without a concept behind it. Because the idea of, like, the security guard next to a girl with, like, slit wrists, there's nothing that's intrinsically creative about it. So I feel like this is just like, I like these things, so I'm going to mash them up.
I'm really hoping there's no paranormal aspect to this, and that story was just a red herring. I'm really hoping, but deep inside, I know it's not going to be that way.
I hope it gets really dumb and really entertaining. That's all I hope.
That would be great. That would be great.
I am always up for more good urban exploration Disney stories or whatever.
Sure. Oh, Jesus, I was like a child again. Nostalgia hit me like a ton of bricks as I took in the atmosphere of the park.
FaceTiming my girlfriend for 2 hours straight.
Well, that nostalgia was completely crushed by Satan as I started going on the rides.
Okay, Abysmii. Abysmii, what's the name of your preacher character who FaceTimes his girlfriend?
Reverend TikTok.
FaceTime. Reverend TikTok.
Reverend TikTime? What?
Reverend
TikTok. Reverend TikTok, this elderly fire and brimstone Baptist preacher, dressing up as
his congregation.
He dresses up as a cheerleader and goes, "Hit or miss. I guess they never miss, huh? You've got a Messiah. Bet he doesn't miss you."
That's not a reverend. That's a country singer. What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing.
He's singing in a TikTok post. What do you... Okay.
Well,
anyway,
he's like 65, so he doesn't know what TikTok is, so he just talks into it. That's the problem.
I see.
On the Tower of Terror, I had my first weird quote-unquote encounter. During the part where you travel through the hallway, as soon as the doors opened, I noticed someone wearing an old army uniform behind one of the walls. It was very obvious that the person was trying to hide. They even had a giant grin on their face! Exclamation point. I thought this was part of the ride, but nobody else was reacting to it! Exclamation point. I just brushed it off and thought they didn't see him.
Okay. Alright, I will say it lost me at the army guy with a huge grin hiding in a ride and thinking, oh, this is part of the Tower of Terror, smiling army guy. Okay.
I thought this was an urban exploration story. When are we getting to that?
I don't know. My next odd experience was on... We're just moving on from that. What other story do we know of?
Number 14.
God damn it. What other story do we know of where someone gives, like, 3 supernatural events in a Disney park before getting on to the big one? My next odd experience was the Great Movie Ride. It was about noon, and it had gotten incredibly hot, so I was already a bit flustered at this point. At the Wizard of Oz part, I noticed something a few feet behind the Wicked Witch. It was a turd. I adjusted my glasses and looked harder. It was the soldier again, but this time he looked like a corpse that had just been worked on at a funeral home. So artificial. But the giant grin still covered his face. After my second sighting, quote-unquote, I decided that it was time that I changed parks. Okay. Smile, soldiers? Is that
worth noting that this has 550 some odd upvotes. So if we shit on this story, it's not like other people don't like it.
Yeah.
I know that there was like a story going around the park about like a Air Force pilot or something, where before Disney had bought the land, a plane went down there, and they say that the ghost of the pilot is on the grounds of the property, so I'm assuming that's what this is, but maybe not.
No, that sounds very plausible, and it sounds like this person is a Disney nerd who just wanted to build a story around that.
Maybe.
Hopefully something becomes of it, and then that'd be nice.
Nope.
We'll see.
Once I left, I hopped on a bus to the Magic Kingdom. I had the time of my life there, but no more incidents. The only odd thing that happened was I think I saw a group of suits. 3 men in black polos were rushing towards Space Mountain.
Let's go on Space Mountain. Okay, Bill.
Other than that, the nostalgia overtook me. I felt like a kid again. Around 11 that night, my friend finished his shift and picked me up. We both drove right home. I told him what I saw that day. So we're going home.
We're going to go back to the park another day for the...
Yeah, no, it's great. I love this.
God damn it.
We fell off a bridge after we were T-boned by a truck and landed in some liquid.
Slimebeast with the rapid fire meme references.
That was a bunch of memes real quick.
Wait, seriously? An old worker went around telling a story of something else happened.
God. You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you.
No, I can do it. It's just like, the story is just 2 people sitting in a room exchanging stories of what maybe happened.
Yeah, they need a third person if they're going to keep
this is
anyone's
so
attention.
Boring. Telling the story of something else happening in the Great Movie Ride last summer. He described to me what the former worker saw, but it was completely different. Later, I spent an hour packing for the next day.
We don't even get to know what it was.
None of this means anything.
He described what the worker saw. It was something different. Anyway, later...
Now for something completely different. We're not allowed to show it to you, but
Whatever.
Yeah.
there's something different.
1 digital camera, 2 camcorders, 2 phone chargers, food and water. It felt like I was going to war rather than exploring an abandoned park.
Uh-huh.
That
Just
this person has never urban explored, have they?
It
Like
felt
this
like I was
author.
going to war rather than exploring an abandoned park, but that was mostly because I got my girlfriend pregnant before I left.
Via FaceTime. Digital sperm.
Digital sperm.
That
Digital sperm.
sounds... Okay, what kind of band would Digital Sperm be? Is that like
Ooh.
a techno band, or...
It would be like techno punk.
Oh, okay.
It's a Nine Inch Nails cover band.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, you're right.
okay.
Totally.
Alright, so is this me now?
Yep.
Alright. The plan for the next day was this. My friend would get off work at 8:30. He would come 8:30 a.m. or p.m.?
Yes.
I assume it's p.m. He would come pick me up, and then he would drop me off at River Country. Then he would wait at Magic Kingdom until I was ready. I barely slept that night.
He's not coming in with you?
Wait.
No.
He would drop me off at River Country and then just wait at Magic Kingdom until you were ready to do what?
I
come
don't
back?
know. I don't know where River Country... I'm not... People think I'm like a huge Disney fan for one story, but I don't
wrote
know if
3.
River Country is...
Yeah.
Say
You
what?
wrote 3 of them.
4. Oh my god.
4.
I don't know if River Country is River Country part of the park, or is it separate where you would drive to it separately?
Well, even if it is, I'm confused about you're being dropped off at the place,
Mhm.
and then he's going to wait at a different place until you're ready to do what? Ready to come back?
Leave
He's
the
just going
park,
to
I
wait all
guess.
night for you? I'm confused.
Execute Operation 66.
Yeah. I just picture him driving through Disney World, driving through the Disney park, and dropping him off at River Country, and then driving back past all the crowds and through everything.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, leading up to arriving at RC, felt so surreal. I was going to explore the first official abandoned Disney park. This isn't the first official anything to do with a Disney park you might know. The excitement filled my body up until the point where my friend drove away after dropping me off. I opened the metal gates and peered into the entrance. The excitement was replaced by pure fear. Oh, fuck.
Why would that close you?
Fuck.
Why would that scare you? I was really excited until I looked and realized that the place was closed that I was planning to break into.
Abysmii, Dead Pallet is about to read the next line that says why he was
Oh,
afraid, and
I-
it also is going to make me shit my pants.
I know, and I've already read it, and I'm confused. But go ahead.
River Country is closed. A dilapidated sign read, "Holy shit, if
Mhm.
this story is not going to do that. It's not."
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
This is the one episode where I'm vindicated for all
You're-
my memey bullshit.
Finally.
of like actual like jokes about, hey, stole my story. This one,
Okay,
oh boy.
but for real, I'm confused. This person was saying, I'm going to go explore a place that's abandoned. I'm super excited. Oh shit, it's closed. Well, now I'm afraid. What the fuck is happening?
I was going to go break into the old man's house, steal all of his jewelry, and murder him in the night by slitting his throat. When I got to the door, however, there was a sign that chilled my blood to the bone. It said, "No trespassing."
It
I
said,
ran
"Up for
screaming.
lease. Do not disturb occupants."
I think we
Oh,
should mention, just for the handful of people, if you haven't read Abandoned by
Oh,
Disney,
God.
pause this, go do it real quick, and then you'll see why we're laughing so hard.
Mm-hmm.
The faux water tower that stood in the entrance had a banner on it reading the same message. I hadn't even stepped inside the park, but I could tell something was up. I clenched
What?
the straps on my bag and stepped inside the park.
Okay, hold on. I need to go back to like the fucking front. I had been an urban explorer for over 2 years.
Abysmii never wiped back to front.
He's an urban explorer.
Yeah.
He's planning to urban explore this place.
Right.
Why is he shocked that it's closed?
Because he's terrified of anything off or supernatural. No, wait, he's a supernatural lover. Okay, never mind.
Well,
I
it probably
feel like
has-
I'm taking
it probably-
crazy pills right now. What is happening?
Probably has something to do with the fact that he's just not a giant Disney. Oh wait, he's a giant Disney fan.
Sorry, continue.
Here at the cross section of all my interest, I was horrified.
This is like one of those Venn diagram things. One circle says Disney, one circle says ghosts, and one circle says urban exploring, and where they all meet in the middle is just like the face of like the Scream. Just says fear. All right, so who is this now?
Guess it's me now?
Yes.
The pathway was lit up by dull bulbs.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Is this a direct reference to the three of us? Dull bulbs?
Oh my.
Yeah. This surprised me. Why wouldn't the electricity be shut off? You should leave. I snapped a few
my
pictures of the
God.
sign. You should leave. And water tower and headed to my first destination, the nature trail.
Oh my god, this is literally abandoned by Disney. It's amazing.
We'll say. Maybe they'll go in a different direction.
Here's the other thing. It may be this, but it also might be based off of a vlog back in, I think it's like 2010, of an urban explorer breaking into something
You mean
Disney related
the
and then
iMockery
posting
one, or-
pictures. I don't know.
Okay.
Like it was a
This-
real urban exploration, so it could be. It's probably like part this, part abandoned by Disney. That's my guess.
When I wrote the final part of Abandoned by Disney, I said to people, if you want to write your own things branching off from it, feel free to go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, I would think you would note that, but maybe it's just that on Nosleep you can't put author's notes. So maybe this is, I don't know.
That's true. Well, I don't know. You can as long as they're like not breaking the dumbass kayfabe. Where was I? Right. The Florida environment seemed intent on taking back this park, so it was hard enough trying to find the entrance to the trail. But as per a map I got off the internet, I found it. I'm just remembering that vlog I read with the images of someone actually doing urban exploration, and it's much more eerie and interesting than this is at all.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like, why
you
would
know-
you bother with this?
I had a map that I got
Fuck
that I was
you.
using to explore it.
Wait a minute, was nature reclaiming the park?
The nature was also reclaiming the park here.
Oh.
And,
Now, if this is something where somebody was genuinely trying to branch off from the other stories and extend the canon, I would think you wouldn't do exactly the same story with exactly the same type of lead.
Well, tell that-
But
tell that to Disney now
Yeah,
with
well, that's
Star Wars.
that's true. And their upcoming next trilogy starring Brie Larson. Okay, this is where
Brie Wars.
Brie Larson. She is an actress.
Oh, that's gonna be That'll actually
Everyone
be the lead-in.
loves her, even people that don't.
If you go into a theater and it's been sold out, but nobody's in there, don't question it.
All obey Disney. All obey the brand.
This is also where I found my first artifact. I'll get to that later. Okay. Literally, directly to the right of the trail's opening, I noticed something white covered by plants. I bent down and moved the plants out of the way. It was a Mickey Mouse glove. I used a stick to move it around before I snapped a few pictures. I noticed a jelly-like substance on its palm. Was it yellow?
Cool. Show us the pictures.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The nature trail didn't have any lights, so I had to use my flashlight. Maneuvering around all the plants and trees was infuriating, but what I found halfway through made it worth it. On the side of the trail, next to a snow-white tree, is that a tree shaped like Snow White, like hedge sculpting? Or... Next to a snow-white tree was a sign that sat on a pedestal.
See, that would have been more interesting than just a white tree.
A tree shaped like Snow White?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they do have hedges like that. So why wouldn't you opt for that?
It'd be
Did
cool
this-
to have a story where everything is overgrown and terrible, except that all of the hedge sculptures are
Yeah.
meticulously kept.
For all the like references and details about Disney, it's not actually okay. So I'm gonna
Say
suck
the N-word.
Slimebeast off
No,
a little
don't,
bit
Abysmii.
here.
Don't do it.
What I like about Abandoned by Disney and other stories that you write is that regardless of the subject matter, your writing actually does entice me and draw me in.
Meh.
So even if I know it's complete bullshit and it's like supernatural, it's just fun to get into the little scenes and worlds you create. And this really is missing that because it's putting details and emphasis in all the wrong places. Notably, the dumb, stupid, unimportant shit that this protag is doing. And that's kind of a shame.
Would you go to a theme park called Dumb, Stupid, Unimportant World?
That's, no, I like my job. I can't say that about my job. I was going to say, that's where I go every day. No, I'm kidding.
I do like that they had a sign on a pedestal, just sitting there sunning itself. Dumping grounds, the sign read. That's when I decided to fire up one of my old video cameras.
Why wouldn't you already be filming?
I don't know.
As I documented the sign, I felt like I got hit by a big wave.
Then Katrina happened. Now I'm dead.
I was wondering why the park was empty.
I didn't notice the big-ass sirens blaring in the background.
My friend Brownie said that everything was fine.
My head felt light as a balloon, knees weak, arms heavy. I stumbled around like I was fighting a powerful bout of vertigo.
Why?
I got really nervous, so I sped through the trail.
Okay, can I answer why?
Why?
Paranormal bullshit?
Because at this point in the story, the guy saw a pedestal with a gigantic snake on it that terrified him enough that his legs turned to jelly and he had to go sit down. So here we have a sign on the pedestal and then an inexplicable wave of dread that makes it so you have to leave and go further the story.
I'm really, really trying to give this the benefit of the doubt, but it is matching all the beats way too quickly.
And I should point out that I'm going to go extra into the detail like that because I'm still doing the meme, folks. Even if it might be ripping me off, I'm still going to meme and say it definitely is.
Just as I was about to leave the trail, I heard something in the brushes on my right. My heart started racing. So I broke into a complete sprint, only to look back and see a giant snake behind. Only to broke into a complete sprint until I reached the end of the trail. I practically fell down the stairs at the exit.
Oh, he left. Okay, cool.
I rested on some stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Once I was out, I reminded myself that what I heard was probably just an animal, maybe like a snake. I sat down on the stairs, chuckling to myself.
I love how much Dead Palette knows about my fucking story.
I love the story. Like,
it's a good story. Seriously.
Dead Palette is like, it's the snake, the famous snake from the pedestal. Like, okay, Jesus.
When I noticed something under some plants a few feet in front of me, using a stick, I moved the plants, again removing plants. A plastic eye was covered by weeds. It was in a long oval shape. I made a Rorschach Herm sound before I... What?
I made a Rorschach Herm sound, referencing Watchmen by Alan Moore. Alan Grant? Alan Moore.
Alan Moore. Oh my god.
Herm.
I do... So for people who aren't familiar, there's a scene from Watchmen in the comic book where there's like a panel where Rorschach lifts up his like face mask a little bit and is like eating beans straight out of a can, and it just says Herm.
He's finding this like the bloody smiley face pin.
It's a big meme because like people are like, why would you be making a Herm sound when you're eating beans?
Yeah. Before I made a Rorschach Herm sound before I snapped a few pictures of it. Oh boy.
Yes.
I'm bored.
Oh, I thought you were going to take that. I then made my way towards the slides that went into the main pool. On my way, I passed a towel return pavilion, and inside the pavilion, a giant caterpillar was smoking a hookah pipe. No. A bright red light caught my eye. The wooden window. The wooden window. Guys,
like
I want you to picture that.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Like
No.
Wooden...
A window made of wood.
Yeah.
Like the panes and the glass. The wooden window at the front was slightly open, so I moved it to the side. Inside the pavilion sat two things.
The first one was a box of suggestions.
Yes. The second one was a Slimebeast. A camcorder nearly identical to mine was set up on the table, recording, and a white wig sat next to it. Is his friend fucking with him?
That would be fun and interesting, but I bet you it's not.
I reached into the pavilion and pulled out both items. That actually, I would forgive this story a bit if it was, at the end of it, his friend was fucking with him and doing all the shit that was bothering him. I don't know how he hit him with a wave of dread, though.
Isn't one of the first rules of urban exploration is, like, don't touch anything?
Yeah, but I mean, some people are assholes.
Apparently.
Take nothing except anything that you want, because no one else will know.
I think, I don't know if I've mentioned this before on the show, but somewhere down here in North Carolina, not near me, probably like a few hours away, they filmed the Super Mario Brothers movie. And there was a news report on about the factory that they had used as Dino Hatton. You know, it was like inside a factory where they had made the city streets and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it was an abandoned factory where they built that, and they showed on the news report that there are still signs up from Dino Hatton, like specific things made for the movie, you know, advertising things related to, you know, Mario Brothers and shit like that. And they said, you know, it's all still up because nobody takes anything. And I was like, see how long that lasts now that you've told everybody, but...
Yeah.
So, I mean... I guess there is sort of like an unwritten thing about, or even a written thing because it's actually the law, but, you know, about not stealing stuff when you're urban exploring. So,
yeah.
I mean, if it can last all the way from like the 80s up through like the 2000s when I saw that report, Jesus.
No, but if this did again turn out to be something where it's like his friend was messing with him,
yeah,
then at that point it's criticism of Abandoned by Disney, and it would be completely different.
Yeah. Especially if the friend says, you know, something like, you know, I was inspired by an internet story. The story sucked, but I thought it was a pretty cool idea.
No, that'd be great.
Anyway.
The wig seemed identical to the hair that the ghost had in Haunted Mansion had. That the ghost in Haunted Mansion had. Okay.
All the ghosts in Haunted Mansion have that wig.
Remember the Haunted Mansion? Remember that?
Remember?
No one's ever really haunted.
No haunt is ever really good. I snapped a few pictures before pulling out my video camera. I was going to document myself going through the videos on the camcorder.
What's up, gamers? We're here in Urban Exploring.
The first video was 15 minutes long. It featured a family, mom, dad, 2 daughters, just going through Magic Kingdom. The cameraman responsibility was shared by the mother and the father.
Wow, that is not necessary to say.
The
children were filming. What?
They looked so happy through the whole video. The second video was only 15 seconds long.
Nope.
It featured the father.
Nope.
25 seconds. Look, I'm dyslexic, all right? I confused the 2 there with the one that wasn't there. It featured the father holding the camera and sprinting through the Disney Pop Hotel courtyard. What?
TM.
Trademark.
All right, Raider, how many things can you mention from Disney that don't appear in Corruptus?
Right.
It was at night, and the father sounded frantic. Tick, 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 tick.
Tock.
God damn it.
Nice.
Why are you saying "damn it"? I don't even know if you got that joke.
That's why.
Slimebeast.
God damn it! People saying shit I don't understand.
Best of luck with your rehab, James Hetfield.
Is he in rehab again?
He just went back in. Yeah, they had to scrap a bunch of tours.
Whoa! Hey,
on the day of Cliff Burton's the anniversary of his death, so that might have something to do with it.
What does Eugene Passelwhite have to say about that?
Ooh,
exactly. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
James Hetfield. Metallica.
Oh, okay, fine.
God damn it.
From the famous Hetfield and McCoy's rivalry.
Rehab, imprisoning me, all that I see, absolute sobriety. He briefly pointed the camera behind him, and what he saw sent chills down my spine. A black silhouette of a monstrous thing was chasing him. The video ended with the father dropping the camera.
I cannot drink. I cannot smoke. Okay.
So this has just turned into found footage, the film, the story, the Nosleep. Thoroughly creeped out, I set the camcorder and wig onto the pavilion counter. Turning on my video camera's flashlight, I continued my trek to the slides should I just leave? I asked myself questions like that over and over.
You saw a monstrous thing.
Uh-huh.
That equals leave.
Yeah. To a normal person, yeah.
No, to me, and again, I wouldn't be doing any of this. I don't know why I say again. I wouldn't be doing any of this. But I'm a Boy Scout. I wouldn't want to get in trouble. But if I saw a camera that looked exactly like my camera, and then on it was footage, and there was like a monster, I would think someone was fucking with me.
Yeah. And then I would leave because I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to get fucked with the entire time. So this has kind of soured me on it.
Okay, so here's the question for you. Who out there watching this or listening to this would stay in a park even if you thought just another person was fucking with you? Like a closed place, a small area like that. If you thought someone here is hiding and fucking with me specifically, even if it's just that, you'd be like, I don't want to meet this person. I don't know what their intention is. Now listen.
I knew you were going to.
Now listen. I had my urban exploration phase in my life. I'm not particularly proud of it, especially when Biden was fucking with me at River Country.
I went.
Never quite forgave him about that.
I went exploring. Found this man by the name of Osama bin Laden. Perhaps you've heard of him.
Dumped his ass in the river?
Yep. River,
no one found the body?
River Country. Somebody
friend,
write that.
A friend dropped me off in River Country.
Yeah.
And he went back over to Magic Kingdom. This is my friend Joe Biden. And Joe Biden wanted to stay in, Magic Kingdom because that's where all the children were. Let's keep reading.
Okay.
Once I got to the slides, I felt a sense of urgency to get up the stairs as quick as I could. Why would you go... You're cornering yourself.
No, he can always slide down into the water.
We're having a
Thunder
great...
Gun Express.
We're going to raw dog the shit out of it.
I felt a sense of urgency, blah, blah, blah. It reminded me of when I would run up the basement stairs as a child to avoid the monster. So I did just that. I nearly fell a few times, but I got up the stars in seconds.
He climbed really fucking high.
Below the slides were 2 pools. I held the video camera to my side and took pictures with my digital camera. It felt so odd that 20 years ago, these pools were filled by thousands of children every day.
I can't wait to see all of the footage and the pictures down at the end of this story.
It's going to do some cop-out bullshit, saying the camera's broke or something.
Of course.
Hey! My breathing halted and my body froze up. The raspy, angry voice, I was right, that called out to me came from right below the slides. I moved my flashlight downwards, and I saw him. The soldier from the day before was standing next to the pool where the slides emptied. He was wearing his uniform and a pair of swim trunks. He didn't look... He didn't
Sergeant Barrow reporting for fun. Fun in the sun.
Hey, kid, you know what my favorite dive is? The cannonball.
He didn't look like a fresh corpse anymore. He now looked rotted and decayed. He had no nose, but his haunting grin stayed intact. He stared right into my eyes like he was burrowing into my soul. He waved enthusiastically and then skipped toward the stairs leading up to the slides. Okay. La 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 la.
I like that the image I'm getting, since he doesn't have a nose, is kind of like comical and wacky, and he's having a good time.
Yeah.
What are you doing in my park?
This means that our protag is going to take the slide down, which is not in service.
Yeah,
the image I'm getting in my head is something akin to the Beetlejuice cartoon, like a character from the Beetlejuice cartoon.
Yes. What would a soldier in the Beetlejuice cartoon be called? Now, I'm assuming there probably was one at some point. Would it be something like Major Disaster or something?
No, I think it would
Corpse or something.
No, I think it'd be Sargent Slides.
Okay, yes! Oh my god, Sargent Slides. The soldier from the waist up, and then at his midsection he has a rubber ducky inner tube, trunks, and flippers.
Yes!
Sargent Slides.
And he's kind of bipolar, and sometimes he's like a surfer bro, and then at other times he's like a serious soldier.
He runs the water park, but he runs it like a training camp. So he's like, go, 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 down the slide, keep going, keep going.
I love how we're coming up with anything to talk about other than this fucking story.
Oh my god, my heart was beating faster than it ever had. I could hear footsteps approaching the winding stairs. I looked over the edge of the slides.
Mhm.
They had some water in them, but if I jumped, they would easily shatter my legs. But I had to make a decision, either jump or face what was coming up the stairs. I closed my eyes, prepared to jump, but then noticed something. Knees are weak.
What?
Knees are weak. Broke my legs. Both legs are shattered.
Why couldn't you just make your way down the slide?
Why can't you just...
You can't just raw dog a slide like that.
Why can't you just leave the park earlier? All right.
Silence.
What's
No
that
footsteps.
over there? Do you see that at the bottom of the slide?
Oh yeah, it has his dick out.
What is that? Is that the script?
Gotta follow the story.
Silence. No footsteps were coming up to the slide. I took out my flashlight and positioned myself so I could see every stair. Nobody was coming up, but a piece of paper with a rock on top of it was now sitting on the bottom stair. I scurried down, grabbed the paper, and leaned on the wall behind me to avoid a sneak attack. This reads like a video game. And one that's kind of ripping off maybe, I don't know, Slender and
Minecraft,
Resident Evil 7.
Roblox,
Roblox.
Battletoads,
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Dig up the secrets or leave scarred.
Return the slab.
Return the wig.
No,
It's my
no.
grandmother's.
It's the opposite of return the slab. It's find the slab and tell everybody about the slab on Nosleep.
Yes.
You'll get mad up votes, bro.
God damn it.
Dude, man, that is we everyone can agree that that's the best episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog, right?
It's definitely the most memorable, for
Yeah.
sure.
It's the actual like scariest. It's like fuck.
The only
That thing.
the other one I ever hear people really talk about is the one where they go into like domestic abuse with the cat and dog.
That's a dark one.
Yeah.
I remember the one where Courage has to basically thwart the military, but like the military
Sargent
is just being
Slides.
shown as stupid, incompetent, and like is almost nuking the planet. That's a good one. Oh, and fucking the barber, Freddy the barber. That's
oh,
also
yeah.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
yeah.
I forgot about him.
A lot of people remember that one.
Naughty.
All right. So who is this now?
Your turn.
Me? Really?
No,
Mm,
I
Who said
Then I
pick up
just
the
read-
secrets or leave scarred?
that was me.
Okay. I guess I was going to have to invest in some therapy because I chose to leave scarred. I just broke out into a sprint, again, weaving around, hoping that I would find an exit. I eventually reached the main lake. Shit, that was directly in the middle of the park. I stood on the docks and stared at the lake. So we're back where the suicide girl appeared. Not the good kind of suicide girl. Trying to catch my breath and reconfigure my brain. Something had to be fucking with me.
Why? How? You haven't been in here barely at all. Why don't you just go back the way you came?
Yeah.
maybe the protagonist is Bastion. I had to reconfigure.
I went into turret mode.
I don't know how the soldier was going to deal with my damage output. I easily out DPS him. Sir, I whipped around and gripped the end of my flashlight,
Flashlight. yeah.
preparing to swing it. Talking about my penis. But the voice behind me came from a security officer. He was wearing an old-looking uniform and mouse ears.
Oh, God.
But I assumed that he was still a security officer.
Okay, so
Oh, thank God.
Mm.
I think I know. I think I shouldn't be here. But something isn't right. Someone is screwing with me. Please help me out of here.
please help me out of here, guy in old uniform and mouse ears. That is obviously wrong from the moment you're introduced into the story.
This is like a bad video game.
You're like a bad video game.
I
Abysmii
am.
Adventures.
Don't play that. It's really boring.
You just keep picking up power-ups of alcohol until the game turns off.
Pretty much. It's like in GTA when you can like get drunk and then your character stumbles around. It's just that the entire time. People hate it. But they still pay me $5. The security officer just looked at me like a father ready to scold his child. He opened his mouth as if to respond, but he didn't. His face quickly changed from anger to a look of pure anguish. His mouth just dropped open and his eyes went into his head. I started to move backwards, but he moved forward. That's when blood just started to pour out of his nose like a faucet. I tried to move back more, but I tripped over a fake life preserver. The
How,
irony.
a fake life preserver.
Fake life preserver. What?
Like, they would have a fake life preserver along the edge of the lake, because it's a lake, and
Is that just there to fuck with people so they drown when they try to use it? They would just have a real life preserver, even if it was for
True.
decoration.
True.
My bag, video camera, and digital camera all flew
And
from...
my crack.
Yes. God damn it. All flew from my possession and into the lake, destroying all video evidence. That part's not in it, but you get the idea. I closed my eyes as the guard fell to his knees. When I opened them, he was sucking me off. No, when I opened them, he was gone.
Number 15, security guard at Disney sucking you off. The last thing you want when you're exploring river country. I still can't get over this. It's like, what do you do for a living? Manufacture fake life preservers.
Yeah.
For theme parks.
For theme parks.
Did I finally get a breather? Hell no. As I sat up, I heard splashing about 25 feet from me. It's very important. I twisted around and tried to make out the source of what was in the water. You mean the source of what was in the water? Either it's the source of the noise or it's what was in the water that you're trying to see, but yeah.
Trying to figure out the source of the water, which I'm fairly certain was a municipal source.
Yes. The moon provided just enough light to see it. The same figure from the video on the camcorder. Mir was a humanoid figure? Is that like Z and Zer?
Mir sounds like a Norse god.
I think, what
Mir.
is that supposed to be? MIR was a humanoid
Wait, as
figure.
in the Soviet space station?
No, I think it's supposed to be... I think it's a typo, but what is it supposed to be?
No, I think they're just naming the monster outright.
Really?
It can't be that.
Mir was
Oh my god. Okay, keep reading.
Mir was a humanoid figure, but it was completely featureless, and instead it was jet black all around. It was holding a decaying Goofy head, not a Donald head, and it was heading for me. I took a deep breath, hopped to my feet, and started to sprint away for the third time in the story. Sprinting. Mir was a humanoid figure.
Well, hey there.
I don't think that I really cannot believe that the author or narrator is naming a dark black humanoid figure holding Goofy's head as naming it Mir in this sentence. I think that's supposed to, I think it's a typo.
We might have found something even more funny than forensic.
Mir?
It's just like, I think I'll start calling him forensic. No, the author's just like, Mir.
Mir.
I wish it had been Meyer in that case, because that would make sense. M-I-R-E.
M-I-N...
Alright, do you want me to keep reading, or you get to...
No, okay, you can't be pushing us on to read. We need a moment to digest Mir.
I just...
I can't figure out what that would be if it's a typo. Mir was a humanoid figure. Here was a humanoid...
That's not a typo. Those are not near each other on the keyboard. I am furiously looking at my keyboard trying to figure out what is happening.
Now?
No? It's also a male given name in Russia.
Oh my god, Russian Goofy.
the Russian Goof experiment.
Gore.
Now, Max, we're going to put you in this room with some sleep guys.
Oh my god.
Alright, Mir was a humanoid figure.
No, this is what we're going with. It's just Mir, dude.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we just have to accept it and move on, okay? Sometimes people die.
Goofy's a Russian sleeper agent.
Oh god.
No collusion! Your name used to be Mir.
Yeah. Alright, sorry, again.
This is becoming a problem. This story is becoming a problem.
I'm no puppet, you're the puppet.
Oh. Here, want some head? And he tossed the Goofy head to me. As I began moving, I heard something land next to me. It was the Goofy head. Oh, shit.
You were right.
Its eyes stared into mine, acknowledging me. The next couple of minutes are a complete blur because I don't know how to pace this.
Because I made out with the Goofy head for 7 minutes.
With no flashlight, I was running aimlessly, hoping for some exit. Also, all around me, I could hear people. It started off as normal theme park noises, but after a couple seconds, the voices sounded frantic, tick, tick. That's when the screaming started.
Room 0, Pardon me.
Oh no! I was too terrified to look behind.
Was my cough clear enough? Or
yeah, no.
okay.
Don't worry, it got in there. I was too terrified to look behind me to make sure that the silhouette. Why it is a silhouette? Why is this in quotation marks?
Why
wasn't
aren't you
following
calling
me.
it mirror?
Okay, hold on. Does mirror show up anywhere else in this story? Once, twice, but no, only once. It's not the thing's name.
It's got to be a typo.
It's just a fucking typo of what?
No.
I have no fucking idea.
No, it's the thing's name. Don't
How?
even act like it's not the thing's name.
My God.
Don't even, dude. If it's a typo, it's a Freudian slip because they named it Mir, and Mir is their OC, and it's Black Russian Goofy. So don't you give me shit. It's Mir.
Can I just say, I think I know the last name of the creature. I think the last name is A Minute. I think he chases you and goes, Mir a minute.
Mir a minute, Max. No, it's a Max. This is his last name.
Oh,
It's Harvey Weinstein.
Oh no!
God damn it!
Come here. Come here, you little ficus plant.
Jesus Christ!
I didn't want to chance it. Finally, after a minute of sprinting, I reached a fence. I jumped up, grabbed the top, and vaulted myself over it. Luckily, I had my phone in my pocket, so I immediately called my friend and begged him to come grab me in the butt. I was actually only a couple 100 feet from the entrance. He told me he was on his way and hung up. Okay, so his friend was just sitting around while this was happening.
At the speed of sound.
Yeah. Sitting around at the speed of goof. Got nowhere to run, gotta throw my head at someone. I sat against the fence, exhausted and terrified. I looked next to me. Under a collection of stones sat a small, ripped piece of paper.
It said, my name is Forensic.
My name is Mir.
You can't expose me, it read.
All right.
What?
Maybe
it wanted to be exposed earlier.
The military guy and Mir are enemies. Can you not understand that? The military guy is dating the suicide girl. And
is Mir supposed to be MiG? Is it like a MiG fighter?
Yeah, sure. It's
Aren't
being
Mir close
pursued
to
by
each
a
other?
plane.
This Mir thing is fucking us, guys.
So confused.
I just started laughing. Yeah, so did we. Not that I still thought that someone was screwing with me. I was laughing at the sheer madness of the last 27 minutes. All that happened in 27 minutes. I'm actually pretty sure that I laughed until my friend picked me up, physically.
That's it?
So why am I posting my story now when it all happened nearly 4 months ago? Well, that's because my story doesn't end there. The scariest things came up while I was trying to research what I had seen.
The scariest things came up when I was sitting at my chair in the comfort of my home.
Alright, so this is going to be explanations of all the creatures. Okay, here we go.
This is, okay, alright.
Wait, Mig, Wig, they were talking about wigs earlier.
Wigwam.
Mig the Wig.
Yeah, you want to talk to my boy, Mig the Wig.
Why do you call him that?
He wears a wig. What the fuck?
He stole it from a Disney attraction, you know. Haunted Mansion.
What kind of a gangster steals his wig from a Disney attraction that is known for that in the gangster community?
The 40s were
he's a enthusiast of Disney.
Alright, so...
hey, yo, yeah, that's my boss, Big Stroke.
Big Stroke controls the east side. He's lost control of the west side.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Me.
Why are we creating so many characters? I didn't mean
Look,
it. I
okay.
didn't mean it.
We are in a post-Mir world, okay? Nothing means anything anymore.
You know, from here on out, it's anything we can get out of this is
a miracle.
Yeah, a miracle.
Okay,
I was looking for something.
The rest of this is just stupid bullshit. Like, I feel like it was probably added after people asked him questions in the comments.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Ooh, well, yeah.
You know?
I will spare you every little detail.
No, you won't.
No, you won't. Shut up. But from late March to mid-June, I tried to connect everything on that I saw that night. Last week, I finally pieced it all together. I figured it out, man. I pieced it all together. Don't you see?
There's no Mir. Who's Mir?
Who's
Mir
Mir?
doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
I got tons of mail piled up for Mir.
Charlie, you're illiterate. Oh no, wait, it does say Mir. What the fuck?
The soldier, through multiple sources, I learned that on July 9th, 1976, a 59-year-old
Nope.
WW2 veteran, what?
How old?
1972.
How old? He's 1972 years old. First of all, it doesn't say 1972. Second of all, it's not an age.
I'm profoundly dyslexic for real, guys. Stop being ableist. July 9th, 1976, a 49-year-old WW2 veteran died in the parking lot of the original Disney World. He had gotten into an argument with another driver. Fight ensued, and the vet ended up dying after slamming his head on the ground.
Why would he do that?
Yeah. His...
Fuck veterans, am I right?
God damn!
Fucking stupid veterans slamming their heads on the ground.
Jesus!
It really is written like he slammed his own head onto the
Yeah.
ground and it wasn't another person. His picture matched the man I had seen. Oh, but he didn't die at Disney. Nobody dies at Disney.
Fuck off, nerd.
Yeah, this is a recurring theme for some of the other explanations.
Thank you for telling us.
This is
Dumb and boring.
So first Abysmii says fuck veterans, and then he says fuck off nerd. I'm just picturing, like, you know, him going up to like a parade where the soldiers are all coming home and he's going, fuck off, you nerds. Fucking geeks. Poindexters.
Well, that's part 2 of my video game, is you get drunk enough in part 1, and then part 2, you just start, like, going and yelling at people in the street.
Yeah.
So before we press on, so we had the soldier, right? And now it's, like, labeling stuff. Like, there's the security guard and the Mickey glove, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, they're going to go through and have a paragraph explaining all of these things. But there is nothing inherent in the story that would, like, tell you this stuff. And,
Yeah,
like,
well...
Yeah, that's what angers me about the fact that it just ends with him being picked up, and, like, we're not given anything else. This was just a series of, ooh, and then he left. And then all of it's just going to be wrapped up at the end.
The idea here, yeah, especially the idea that it's like there was no real danger throughout all of this.
Can we think of any other stories taking place at Disney parks that have been abandoned where the first part of it sets up a bunch of strange shit that the narrator runs from, and then the next part sets up explanations of things?
No,
I can't think.
My head, no.
I was thinking of Smile Dog. Possibly.
Smile Dog.
Bit of a stretch. Maybe the Rake.
Candle Cove, yeah.
Candle Cove can see some similarities.
I'm gonna invoke this again. Do we want to bother with the rest of this?
It's not much.
Yeah, we'll finish. But
All right.
We'll finish on
what I will
face.
say, goof and all. What I will say is that none of this is like the idea of like you put all these weird things in there. You should just like want people to be smart enough to like figure it out on your own, but you know that the way you wrote the story is not compelling enough for people to search this shit on their own, so you have to explain it all with cliff notes. The end of the story is just cliff notes on like, don't you get it?
Yeah.
Would we think this was better if, like, the second time he saw the soldier, it said in the original story, you know, as a Disney nerd, I thought back to the story of this veteran who died in the parking lot.
He's a Disney nerd. Why wouldn't he know about this?
Like, but would we give it more of a pass if he had brought up the origins of the soldier, maybe like the second time he saw him, and then the third, he can see him a third time and run from him, but at least, you know.
What if you follow me? What if you explain the soldier and then none of the other shit and just let people find it?
Even then, this is okay. So abandoned by Disney, right? There's like all this Cliff Note shit happened at the beginning. Hey, there was a park. Hey, there was controversy, and then it got abandoned.
Yeah.
Now I'm going in. And now I'm just looking at a bunch of stuff, and it's all creepy. This is, boy, I really like Disney. I have a girlfriend. I found a camcorder. And then the rest of it's like the actual interesting shit, but it's no longer interesting because it's all dicta at this point.
I really, really love Disney. I have a girlfriend. Nope, you gotta pick one, sorry. Don't believe you.
That's true. The longer I've been married, the less I like Disney.
Well, there you go.
Damn.
All right, so whose turn is it?
Mine.
Good.
The soldier.
Nope.
Oh, wait, no. Just did that one. The security guard. Do you think the 11-year-old boy was the only person to fall to River Country's brain-eating amoeba?
Yes.
I don't know, and I don't care, because I never thought... Because you fucking... Why are you asking us that? Nope. 2 weeks before that boy died, a longtime Disney security guard also passed away. The guard had been working at River Country when he was forced to wrestle with a very high lifeguard in the main lake.
Okay.
Where was that story? That sounds hilarious. It is my belief that during the scuffle, the security guard accidentally got some of the lake silt up his nose.
Guys, the lifeguard wasn't high. He was just mad that all the life preservers were fake.
He's been
You
trying
can't
to
do
save
this,
kids
dude.
all day.
You can't give us fake life preservers, dude. We're throwing them out to kids, and the kids just fucking sink even harder.
They made a fucking, like, concrete that's painted and just sink. A week after this incident, the guard died. Official death? Brain aneurysm? Bullshit. I did some work. But I got to look at hospital.
Oh, God.
Which hospital? Where? How did you get access to that? Those are
His other friend works security at a hospital and violated
patient
HIPAA.
doctor confidentiality. This is basic fucking shit. He had the same symptoms that the 11-year-old boy suffered from before his death. Wow, I really don't want to read the rest of it. Like, this is so dumb.
All right, I'll take the next one. The Mickey glove.
No, wait, Abysmii, you have to understand this. When you have the swill at the bottom of the glass, you can't just leave it there. You have to finish it. You got to polish this shit off.
All right, here's mine. The Mickey glove. Back in the day, it said that a hand walked into the park and died. The Mickey glove. This one was extremely tough. I've connected it to 5 possible stories, but this is the front runner. In August of 2011, when was this posted? 2015?
2010.
A Disney... Really?
Wait, sorry. No, 4 years ago. I'm thinking of the blog.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, 2015.
In August of 2011, a Disney employee was convicted of the rape of 4 minors. For anybody listening, I do not mean people who dig up coal beneath the earth. I had to go through some grisly court docs before I made a connection. The worker used a specific type of lubrication for each crime. Can we save this by saying it was marijuana lube? Or is this totally beyond saving?
No, it's pretty beyond saving, bud.
Okay,
Dude,
That's how the lifeguard got high. He was in on it.
Oh my god. To everybody out there listening...
fake life preservers made out of marijuana lube.
Also, I have to fucking say this. The rape of 4 minors, that stuff is so fucking under seal and not available to the public, and you cannot get it without, like, a really, really, really official state reason. You would not have access to that shit. Oh.
Can I just...
Is
I want
this
to put out a
public
message.
knowledge?
Probably not, but whatever. Obviously
No.
not. I just want to put out a message to everybody out there. Hey, guys, listeners, writers, young writers of all ages, young people who are starting out in horror fiction. I don't mind if you take from my work, to take inspiration. If you credit me, that's great. If you don't credit me and take inspiration, I'm not going to lose my shit over it. I most likely, at the end of the day, even if you wantonly steal from me and copy-paste my entire story but change a few things, I probably will laugh about it after I file a copyright claim or whatever. But, I'm not going to lose a lot of sleep over it, but I will say, please don't put child rape in stories related to my work. Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, God. After even more digging... Oh, go ahead.
It's so hard to explain to people why this stuff is distasteful, because it's like, should you ever broach the topic of child rape in a story? Yes,
sure.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah.
I have.
This is not the place, this hasn't earned that.
No,
Yeah.
like, read ahead, and you'll see the vibe that this story is giving off. Just go ahead.
Plus, well, I just want to say, I just want to say that it also is tossed out there in the most uncaring phraseology possible.
Read it. Yeah, read it.
After even more digging, I discovered that the lube looked exactly like that jelly that was on the hand. Oh, and that guy's job? He played a Mickey in Epcot.
Okay, so, like, the whole, like, chill is, like, number 15, Disney child, like, no,
God.
that's not okay.
Right.
Don't, please.
This could easily be a Disney employee was convicted of, something that no one would talk about involving 4 minors. We can infer, and you can imply, and at the end of the day, we may think, boy, that's really horrifying, and maybe nobody thinks that their story isn't earning what it's doing. People think they're writing a good story when they write a story. But, you should be a little careful, because just putting it out there and saying, yeah, kind of a hardcore case, this guy fucked a bunch of kids. When you put it like that, it's like, oh, you're just gonna slap us in the face with that completely out of nowhere in a story that has not, up to this point, earned that kind of hardcore,
really
gritty style.
Also,
didn't talk about it at all.
Yeah.
This is the first mention we're hearing of like child rape.
Yeah.
Also, be careful about making such a cocktail of different things. We have a veteran who got his face slammed in a parking lot. We have child rape. We have a brain-eating amoeba. This is all just throwing different shit out because, and that it makes me as a reader think, well, the beginning wasn't very scary because it was just random stuff happened to me, and then I left. And now it sounds desperate, and it's
like it's anti-fridge horror.
Yeah, it really is. And it's watering down everything else about this story. And then this happened. And then this happened. And it's all connected, I swear. It's like, yeah, but we're not experiencing it. It's just, hey, that's fucked up. And that's it.
I will give some advice if you are going to, this is very specific advice, if you're going to write a story about an abandoned park where there is a pedophile, ghost, write it so that in the previous part of the story, you see a horrific scene that you can't understand at that point, where the soldier is strangling a Mickey character with, wire and garroting him to death.
Mm-hmm.
And, what the fuck? Why is a soldier killing a Mickey Mouse character? And then you get to the end and you're like, oh, the soldier, is the ghost of some stand-up guy, a veteran, and he's stuck in this park with this, terrible, disgusting person, and so for all eternity he just kind of hunts him down and kills him over and over. It's not a great thing, but give us something to work with.
That's a cool scene, though.
I don't know. Anyway,
also, if you're going to mention criminal cases involving minors, understand that stuff involving minors is often sealed or redacted because it protects minors. That's a thing. Jesus.
Well, okay, DP,
video.
save the story for us, DP.
No. The video, this is pretty much a mystery, but I think I have something. Back in 2009, a woman posted tons of Disney forums asking if people had seen her daughter and her family. The woman posted a picture, and they were the same people from the video, but after doing some name searches, every person in the video was alive and well. I'll have to research more. What?
Okay.
Well,
has anybody seen my daughter or my family?
I mean, you could search by name and narrow it down to location if you knew. That's the least unbelievable of all this shit so far. The Haunted Mansion wig. This was the hardest thing to connect. It took me 2 months of digging to attach a story that would fit. Back in 2003, a Disney worker went missing right after he clocked out. After a 2-day search, his body was found. His car had fallen into a swamp near his house. After the police pulled his car out of the water, the body was inspected. Cause of death? A single shot to the back of the head. He had been shot execution style. But how does the wig come into this? Well, in the trunk of his car was a broken ghost prop from the Haunted Mansion.
Broken wig.
I did some more research to find that the ghost's hair was identical to the...
He stole a ghost prop and somebody executed him with a gunshot to the back of the head.
Wow.
Okay.
One
Cool.
of these things has no connection to the other.
Finish the
plastic-
sentence.
It blew his wig off.
Research to find the ghost's hair was identical to the wig I had found. Big fucking...
Ghost hair.
Ghost hair.
How does he have the ghost wig? Is he doing forensic research on the ghost wigs?
Yes.
Where did he take the wig?
It's nylon, just like 80 billion things out in the world use. Oh my god.
By the way, Ghost Wig was also the name of Harry Potter's owl. But anyway. The plastic eye, which I would have assumed was just from the same Mickey Mouse character, but let's find out what the plastic eye is. This was too vague to make a connection, but I found the other one in my mailbox, like a Mickey Mouse figure. In my mailbox, ripping me off. In my mailbox on May 4th, after I had gotten the court docs for the Mickey hand.
Oh my god.
Abysmii, have you ever served court documents for a Mickey hand? Go ahead.
I have served court documents before, and
For a Mickey hand.
yeah, you can't just put them in the fucking mail. But whatever.
And-
This is what he ordered. Court docs. It's not like he's being served, but whatever.
And last but not least, the Shadow Monster, also known as Mir. This one is going to take some suspension of disbelief, unlike the other ones.
I'm done. I'm fucking done.
All right,
Oh
bye,
my
Abysmii.
God.
All right, DP, you and I are going to have to finish this out and come up with like 5 more characters before the episode ends. We got to fill our quota.
Oh, I'm the shadow monster.
Hey, look at me! I'm the haunted wig salesman. Would you like a nice fade that fades in and out of existence?
I'm River Country Randy, and I'm here to let you know, touching children ain't okay. I don't know. He's he's the rival to Harvey Bickle.
Hey, I'm the bleeding security guard. I bleed on people. It's kind of my thing, you know. I have a genetic disorder which they cannot discriminate against in hiring. So yeah, I just go around the park bleeding.
Hi, it's me. I'm the soldier with no nose. I died in a parking lot.
We gotta get SpongeBob back from enemy lines.
All right, and last but not least, the Shadow Monster. Take some suspension of disbelief. When Disney World was being built, there were a lot of shadow monsters. No.
Wandering around the park grounds.
Some people say it was built on an ancient shadow monster burial ground.
Oh, no.
There was a lot of
no.
controversy concerning the land that the park was going on.
Oh, no.
They literally broke it over their knee. Some of the land belonged, quote-unquote, to a group of Native American families, probably did, who had lived there for hundreds of years. These families were practically thrown to the side by Disney, and their land was desecrated. Now, I have heard a former worker give first-hand accounts of seeing creatures that resemble the Native American skinwalkers, of course.
Ugh.
But the creature that I'm talking about is a bit different. I am talking about a form of shapeshifter that adapts to the environment around them.
Listen, I'm not like other skinwalkers, okay?
Yeah.
I take back everything I said about this maybe influencing Nosleep in his current meta. No, this just fucking did the same thing as everyone else does.
Oh. Who was the main mascot for River Country? Goofy. But I didn't make this connection on a count, 2 words, a count, not a count, of the mascot head alone. But picture Goofy right now. Don't think of a pink Goofy. Hi, I'm Pink Goofy. I'm just Goofy but pink. He has a dog-like head, but the rest of his body is pretty much just a jet black featureless body.
Except for all the clothes on it.
Now, take away Goofy's head and gloves, and add in a featureless jet black human head.
Why?
Now, name it Mir. That is exactly what I saw that night. Mir. Mir a minute, Maxie.
Somebody call the physical therapist because this dude is stretching.
Oh,
Man,
damn.
this is the most unfocused thing we've read in a good long while, guys.
Did this dude, like, just do a line of crack or something?
A line of crack rocks.
What if Goofy, he's fucking, his body doesn't make any sense. He's a skinwalker. No, I can't say that. It's disrespectful. He's Mir. That's it.
No.
Are most no-sleep authors on drugs?
Yes.
I'll have
That's why they can't sleep. Because...
I'll have a Stephen King special, please. What's a Stephen King special? 3 lines of Cokes and a cup of coffee.
There you go. Oh, this is you, DP.
Got 3 lines of Coke and a cup of Joe. No sleep.
River Country was once Disney's most thriving water park, but today, from what I've seen, it's a dumping ground for their dirty secrets. Using that touch of Disney magic has caused their secrets to literally haunt them.
Oh, okay, that sounds
They
familiar.
didn't want Goofy getting in. They didn't want Goofy getting out.
They didn't want Mir getting out.
They didn't want Goofy coming out. But yeah, that's I've never heard that before. Believing in something at a Disney park makes it real. Cool.
No, I also love the idea that they're just like, but like, Disney Corporation is evil, because though the story told me Disney Corporation's evil.
Yeah.
Wait, I need to say this in a sarcastic way. But I've seen videos of people exploring river country and none of that stuff was in there.
Boo.
So that's a quote, I guess, from people reading this.
Yeah.
Good question.
I've
Doesn't
been there and
actually
I've never
attribute to
seen it.
anything.
Good question without a question mark.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Go ahead,
Abysmii.
Oh, Abysmii, are you really done with it?
No, I just had to go down about this archive story.
Jesus.
So go ask those people about the day before they explored, and if they were go ask the actual urban explorers if you can find them.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see supernatural shit like a Goofy?
Yeah.
And if they were contacted by something within the Disney grounds, it felt like the soldier was inviting me into his world so I could discover their truth. I just hope that this gets big enough that the company themselves answer for their crimes. Perhaps I'll be the next big whistleblower, or perhaps I'll end up like the Haunted Mansion worker. But if something does happen to me, please honor these words, expose them. And there's a hyperlink to DJR, and it's broken.
Okay, guys. Being the next Slimebeast is not something to aspire to. Trust me.
Aw.
Oh, God. Okay.
Let's read something fun, he said.
It was fun. It was fun. Mir, come on.
No, Mir's great.
It was fun.
Oh shit. Okay, so this is a little bit of a time before the current Nosleep incarnation. You had me until Native American burial place.
Huh.
Yeah, he up until that point. Yeah, right.
Up until the very fucking end of the story.
Oh boy, here we go. Luna 1336. Dude, no. The last guy I read about who did this got fucked over hard. Check out Abandoned by Disney. This story was the first to legitimately give me the creeps.
Do you have a link? And there's the link. Nice. Thank you, Luna and Numbers. Luna, one number less than Leet.
Room Zero is way better than Abandoned by Disney.
Oh, if I had a nickel.
I disagree personally, but whatever.
All right, well, I noticed there's no response from the author in that comment chain, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, great story, but real shit, though. River Country's history isn't that bright. Aren't there, like, 3 confirmed deaths from brain-eating amoeba there? Okay, that's the story. Okay. All right, well, so what do we want to end this with? What comment?
Dude, fuck all.
Abysmii,
Yeah.
say something
Fuck
funny
this.
as like an end stinger for the episode so we can cut it out when you say it.
Okay.
All right.
This has been the Fear Fiction.
This has been the Fear Fiction Podcast. Your hosts are Abysmii, Dead Palette, and Slimebeast. Music by Abysmii. Art by C.F. Comer. Voiceover by Atticus Jackson. Edited by Elias the Intern. Subscribe to Fearfic on YouTube to stay up to date on new episodes.
Hello, children. I'm Tickles the Clown.
Man, oh my god, someone turned off the lights and shot him. I wonder who did it, man. Sargent Slides, did you see anything?
Sir, I did not. I was busy blowing air into my inner tube. What about you, child having a stroke?
I don't feel so good.
Shoot napalm up my ass and call me Thursday. Someone shot Marvin Mayer to death. Permanently.
We should look for clues before it's too late.
Well, as a reverend and a user of the social media platform TikTok. Good gravy in a grab bag and a grave full of gravel. Someone's gone and shot both the reverend and that adorable turtle. One of us must be the killer. But I know it's not me, so... What? I'm still alive. And the kid's dead? But how? Is it possible that I, a highly decorated member of the U.S. Armed Forces and water park enthusiast, Sargent Slide, have a dark split personality brought about by PTSD left untreated by a system that doesn't care for its veterans?
Okie dokie, that's the last of them.
Yup, sure enough. Everybody, come out of your hiding spots.
What is this weird human emotion I'm feeling? Nausea? No. Remorse? Wait, is murdering a bunch of new characters so we don't get forgotten a bad thing?
Listen, Becky, I know you're more of a love 'em and eat 'em kind of weird, freaky cosmic horror. Gunplay isn't really your thing, but, sometimes you gotta look out for number one. You get me?
Alright, folks. We should go over our alibis in the event one of us is somehow suspected of this multiple homicide.
Alright, Mason. If I recall correctly, you were at a condiment convention in Colorado. You FaceTimed me from the convention floor.
Correct. You and Becky were in a dumpster behind Bubba Shit's family restaurant.
We should actually go do that after.
I don't know. I'm feeling a little down myself. Mostly on account of someone shooting that stroked out little kid. Might have been a bit much.
Don't blame Becky. I'm sure she didn't know that was too far.
Me? Oh no, I shot the clown. Clowns are weird, and that's coming from me of all human beings.
Well, if I didn't shoot the kid, and you two didn't shoot the kid, then who?
Harvey Bickle, part-time child killer at your service.
Harvey!
SB Nation Bob Emergency.
What?
I know, it sounds crazy, right? So there's a sports channel on YouTube called SB Nation, and they have a video called The Bob Emergency. It's a 2-part video. It's really long. I think it ends up being like an hour and a half altogether.
Yeah.
It's called The Bob Emergency because it's talking about the history of people named Bob in all of sports.
Wow, that's crazy.
Dude, it's so crazy.
Is
So,
Colonel Sanders' first name Bob?
so the idea behind the video is to find out why there is such a shortage of people named Bob in sports now. And it sounds like a really weird non sequitur video, because it is, but it's a really cool history lesson on sports balls for people like myself who don't watch sports balls. And I really enjoyed it. Gave me a deeper appreciation for a hobby that I don't have. So if you too don't do sports, because why would you? You're listening to podcasts about scary stories. You definitely don't do sports. You can check this video out, and you will appreciate it. Take my word as a fellow non-sportsman.
Now, DP,
Mm-hmm.
I know you're a fan of at least one sport. Water sports?
Water sports.
Well, yeah, water sports, yeah. Mm-hmm, yeah. I wasn't sure if we were going to say it. I wasn't sure who, because am I going to steal your punchline? Because it's not a punchline, because I do like water sports. Come on,
By
guys.
the way, this is all going in the plug.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, you can't, it's hard to, like, incorporate plugs and water sport at the same time.
Not with that attitude.
Can't you
Not
plug
with
up
that
one end and not
attitude?
the other?
Maybe with that attitude? I don't know. This kind of got away from me.
With that attitude, you can plug up a pee hole.
That sounds like a strange old-timey diss.
With that attitude, you can plug up a pee hole.
God damn it, Uncle Jim!
Toby Keith, are you having a stroke? Plug up the pee hole.
Toby Keith just goes to a water park and starts hitting slides with his guitar. Plug up this pee hole!